Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Down with Boring. Down with Boring. We're actually moving up in the world, aren't we, Jamie?
We are.
Has been going for several years now. This month, not only do we have Hollywood superstar and incredible new artist Naomi Scott on the show, we also, on that slot, have audio provided by Teenage Engineering, which is why, because this is actually just recorded off of as basically a Zoom call. Just for clarity, when it goes into that chat, it sounds 8,000 times better. That is specifically because of some mics and recording equipment provided by Teenage Engineering.
If anything, we've showed it off even more.
We have.
We've gone, what we're going to do is we're going to record the rest of the show like
as cheaply and badly as possible. Jamie's got wired headphones in to record.
That's where we are. That's where we are. And thanks to our friends at TN Engineering for hearing the incredible sound, which you will hear in due course when Naomi Scott joins us. Huge thanks.
Celebrating the release of her debut album, F.I.G. The only way anyone knows how, which is to go to the wonderful Sebright Arms in East London at 11 in the morning to record
on a Monday. Just on a Monday. As well.
Thank you very much to the Sebright for letting us in early to sit in there and wonder where it all went wrong. For us, not for the pub. The pub's
no. If anything, they're thriving. A second home for us where we put on many Dork night out shows. So thanks to Sebright Arms, thanks to Teenage Engineering for an incredible sounding.
And thanks to you, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks
for being here.
I know. Thanks to you as well. We're here for another month of Down with Boring. As mentioned, we'll be joined by Naomi Scott in a short while. We'll also be chatting through some albums of the month. One by a certain Mr. Harry Styles, the other by Fcukers. Both will be appearing on the same bill in Brazil when Fcukers support Harry Styles on a stadium show. So a real wonderful coming together.
This one is a shout out to all of those Come to Brazil YouTube commenters who we've never actually had on this show, but they're coming to Brazil, guys.
They are coming. They're going to be there. So it's going to be great. With more new music, more tracks, talking through some live shows that we've been to recently as well. It's your good old fun Down with Boring every month. Speaking of what's coming up, though, we've got, of course, let me just get the housekeeping done. We've got a bunch of live shows coming up.
We got 3 at the 100 Club.
Bang, bang, bang. We start with Lynx, friend of the show, of course. Wonderful Lynx, who'll be headlining on Thursday, the 9th of April, with Tatiana supporting. There's limited tickets for that, so it might be sold out by the time you hear this. So if it is, soz.
I mean, there are limited tickets to literally everything.
That is how it works. You are correct. Yeah.
And some of the shows we have, the tickets are, I would say more limited than this.
Exactly.
So that time we recorded the show in your flat, tried to sell tickets to that. No one wanted them, but they were very limited.
They were limited, though. That's the main thing. So we'll push the limitedness of it. We'll also be joined under a week later, by Prima Queen at the 100 Club for another Dorks Night Out, Wednesday, the 15th of April, with Gia Ford and Joe from School. A lovely little lineup there. And then we thought, fuck it, let's keep going. Just a couple of weeks later, Villanelle are going to be headlining the 100 Club with St. Clair and Bench on Tuesday, the 5th of May. That's going to be a loud one, Jake. It's going to be a loud one.
But the other one's going to be quiet. I can't imagine Lynx will be very quiet, to be honest.
No, it's all going to be amplified. That's our guarantee to you. So enjoy that.
But some good shows coming in just before festival season kicks off. And if you're talking sort of Great Escape in May, I would say that's when it all starts kicking off. So get down to those before the great summer gig drought kicks in. When everyone's at festivals. We've also speaking of festivals, we've got a little collaboration with them for Montreal, haven't we, Jamie?
Yes, we do. Obviously, went out last year to M for Montreal and watched some amazing artists. And we thought, do you know what? It's time to showcase some of these lads in the UK. So we're teaming up with M for Montreal, an amazing label over there called Mothland, and Forwards Festival here in London for a little showcase on Monday, the 18th of May at the Grace. So just after Great Escape, if you're like, I've had enough of the seaside, bang.
Or if you're one of the many, many people that don't go to the Great Escape.
We're just going to bring
majority of people.
Yeah, some would say in the world, if you're going to go on the majority of that, obviously
probably the majority of people in Brighton. That's
potentially. Yeah, I mean, Brighton's a big place. You know, we're going to put on a show kind of combining UK acts and acts from Montreal/Canada. So Lemon Sucker, who obviously we're fans of here, and I've had on the show many times. They're going to be headlining the night, and then Annie Claude Deschamps, who I saw last year and is one of the most batshit crazy shows that I've seen in a long time. And they involve people eating cake on a table during the set, Jake. So don't eat before the show.
I assume that's more exciting than it sounds, because I mean, like, you eat cake at the table, a lot.
Yeah, but do you have someone like screaming at you whilst that's happening? Oh, I don't know what your dinner time is. Maybe it's
that sounds like one of my birthdays. Yeah.
Great. We can trigger those emotions once again at the show. We'll also be joined by Boutique Feelings, who is another incredible Canadian artist as well. Pick up a ticket. It's going to be really good fun, and discover some really ace artists from Canada and Montreal. So great to be teaming up with everybody there for that.
Going a bit wider. Are we done with housekeeping? I think we're done with housekeeping.
I think we're done with housekeeping. Yeah, that's
a bit wider. The Brits have happened since we last regaled our audience.
Yes,
Olivia Dean won 85,000 awards.
That was true.
Harry Styles performed in Boring Trousers.
Lot of hands.
Geese won.
Yes, Geese did win.
Gooses won. Obviously, friends of the magazine, Wolf Alice also won. It looked like it was pretty good. Obviously, it was in Manchester, first time. Turns out most people who attend the Brits don't really care where it is. They'll just go. They did have a weird thing on the night where, like, Jack Whitehall, who is obviously a terrible person. I don't know why they keep booking him.
Terrible person.
He's just he's posh and annoying. And also, like, I think it was weird where, like, I mean, he's not choosing where he goes. Obviously, he is the host. But it is quite funny that, like, they're in Manchester. They're like, oh, look, here's some Mancunian people. Here's a guy from the north. Here's a northern guy. Yeah. They just made me think, like, if they did the same in London, would be quite funny. Like, they had the takeaway guy there, didn't they?
Oh, Rate My Takeaway. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like if they just had, like, the Bosch bloke for the Brits in London, and like everyone else got to sit at the nice tables, and he was just there with a big Chinese at like a fold-out table, which is basically what they did with the takeaway guy. It was all a bit odd.
Yeah. And coming, oh God, look at him, and it's like, yes, that's a human being.
But I think I'm going to start a formal petition for them not to let Jack Whitehall do it again. To be honest,
I believe this is his last time. He has said that this is the last time that he will host. So he's hoping it's not like a Kiss farewell tour sort of scenario where
exactly.
He says it's the last time, and it's again.
Yeah. Or, maybe that is him getting ahead of it. Like, he was like, all right, I'm going to say it's the last time because I'm really going to fuck this.
Yeah, I'm going to be really bad this year. So you can skip out. The awards was good, though. There was a lot of good performances. Obviously, Mark Ronson won the Outstanding Contribution Award, and Dua Lipa appeared from the sky to perform as a part of that. That was really good. Obviously, Somber was there performing. We also talked about
Mark Ronson needs to stop banging on about Amy Winehouse.
I mean, I think he's probably earned the right to bang on.
Yeah, no, he has the right to, but also, like, you've done other stuff.
Uptown Funk, of course.
Exactly. Like, I think Mark Ronson is a person people are aware of. That's why he got the outstanding achievement. Like, I just think he's always like, he's immediately there. Like, okay, well, I'm going to talk about Amy Winehouse. And it's like, mate, you're here for you. Like, he feels like he was only
pride in himself. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
He should back himself a bit more.
Back himself, exactly. Rosalia's performance also was pretty mad. Bjork again appeared. I don't know why I said again.
Rosalia did a Manc accent, didn't she?
Yes, that happened as well. I thought, to be fair, as a whole, a pretty decent.
I don't really care about award shows in general. Like, I'm not one of the people that would stay up and watch the Oscars or stuff like that. But I did watch. I watched some highlight bits from the Brits, and it was good fun. Like, it was like there was some fun stuff happening. Unfortunately, it was all kind of held together by the sinewy horror of Jack Whitehall. But can't have everything, can you?
So well done, Manchester. Maybe next year there'll be a better host. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, I also think, like, it is a bit weird that, like, because I think the Mercury's did it a bit as well, and it kind of like they moved out of London because like, hey man, everything's too London centric. But then when they're in another place, they make such a massive deal about the other place that they kind of cement the fact that London is the center of the universe. Because when they're in London, they don't talk about London. Yeah. And then when they're in Manchester, basically the big thing is like, hey, we're not in London. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It gets to the point of like, celebrate where you are, but also just get on with the show.
If it really is completely normal for a big award show to be hosted in Manchester, like I think the second biggest city in England, I'm not sure if it's second biggest in the UK or if Glasgow may be bigger, but it's like it doesn't matter that it's there. That makes complete sense. You don't have to do it. Like, why wouldn't it be a quirky thing?
Exactly. Great award show.
Tell you what, mate.
But yeah,
I tell you what, the all bar one at the O2 was completely empty, which was nice because normally on Brits night it's really busy, because that's where the Brits are held. So it's a win for London, I'd say. Everyone who wanted to head down to the All Bar One in North Greenwich, they had a nice time of it.
You're saying that
do you think they showed
there? Do you think they showed it there?
Do you think they showed it?
Yeah, they put it out in the arena, actually. They're like,
Las Iguanas had it on. In the
Hollywood Bowl scooped up. So that's where I was. I was like, thank God. Clear the room for us. A wonderful time. Let's play The Sofa by Wolf Alice, who performed it at the ceremony, and it was really good. So there you go. Good stuff to the Brits. In the past month, as we gear up for festival season, as Jake mentioned,
there was like one sunny day, wasn't there? And every festival just splurged a lineup all over the place.
Just went, fuck it, let's just put it out there.
Yeah.
A bunch of festivals have announced a bunch of different things. I guess the biggest kind of like global festival news was Lollapalooza in Chicago, announcing its lineup. And basically, I think booking everybody. I think it's probably the fair term. In the same way that last year Primavera we're like, right, we've got Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, Charlie. It feels like this year Lollapalooza have kind of nailed like the who's who of kind of who should be kind of like about and at this sort of major festival. So you're looking at obviously headliners like Charlie XCX, Tate McRae, Lord, Olivia Dean, Jenny, the Smashing Pumpkins, the XX, John Summit. Again, a rogue mix. We have to go with that.
But festivals do seem to be getting roguer, just as big names as possible. I think it does reflect that everyone does listen to a bit of everything. I'm surprised you said Lollapalooza was the biggest announcement, because Faroe Islands G Festival actually announced Joe and the Shitboys, which made a lot of waves in my circles. I don't know about yours.
Your circles?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. To be fair, Joe and the Shitboys over Tate McRae.
It's been said. It's been said.
It's a packed lineup for Lollapalooza. I mean, as you go, if you look at the rest of the bill, Turnstile, Bieber Doobie, Geese, as mentioned before, Zara Larsson. The list goes on. If we literally listed everybody, we'll be here all day. But basically, they've got everybody in one spot. Can't wait to see Viagra Boys maybe clash with someone like Somber. So that's
kind of what they do. I think Viagra Boys always get booked for these big festivals, and it's kind of like the break glass for the most pop act possible. So I think they clashed with Lana Del Rey, I think, at Reading.
Yeah.
And when I saw them at Primavera, I can't remember who it was, but again, they clashed with a big pop act. It's almost like they're seen as the antithesis of pop.
They're like, right, if we're going to do a balanced sort of bill, get in Viagra Boys, they'll fucking do it. That'll be a really great festival. So for anyone in the US, of course, enjoy, have a lovely time. Also, I guess
closer to home.
Yeah, go on.
We've had End of the Road and Green Man have both announced, which are kind of like a couple of the nice festivals, aren't they?
The nice festivals as it gets towards August. I find this is correct if I'm wrong. Very well curated lineups, both End of the Road and Green Man. Definitely, if you're looking for a more pleasant festival experience, that I feel is where people are ending up going at this point. So
I feel like Green Man is kind of, what you'd expect. Green Man sells out before the lineup because people that go, I don't know anyone who's been and hasn't loved it. But Wolf Alice, big one, their headliner. Forte,
that's a great look for them.
Mogwai, who I mean something else to be on at the same time as Mogwai, so you don't have to worry about that. Shame, obviously.
Yeah.
Fcukers, who we'll talk about later. But yeah, it's a very nice mixed bill. Like, they've smashed it again. End of the Road, I find normally I'm not that into, but I really like this year's lineup. You've got Pulp and CMAT headlining, and Mac DeMarco and Super Furry Animals. But Earl Sweatshirt and Mike, which I think is an interesting one because they're releasing a joint album or like double album with them. Yeah, and I think Earl Sweatshirt is such a foundational figure in that is a very good get for them. I feel like it's one of those where like they're not headlining, but I feel like there are going to be people that buy a ticket specifically for that.
It's a great
they did
End of the Road
at Love Box in 2016 or 2017 when I went, and he cancelled on the day. And there were a lot of Earl fans who literally didn't want to see anything else there and were just sort of wandering around confused, looking at like fucking Thundercat or something.
Just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's a stacked bill. Yeah. I mean, also as you go down, it's like adult DVD, Rostam's in there. It's a really, really great lineup this End of the Road. Like, very good. Also, shout out to Angine de Poitrine, who is a Canadian Montreal act who look fucking mental, and I recommend going to see them. They're mad. Mad as a box of frogs.
Look at you, fucking Montreal Ultra now.
Culture,
But yeah, I think both of those festivals have very deep lineups as well, which is nice. I think like you do see a lot of lineups where you front load it, but these, I mean, you go down that bill and the ones I've heard of are good, and the ones I haven't heard of, presumably, you know what I mean? You trust them, but you
trust the curation.
But there's a lot of new bands that we've put on at gigs or we've seen at gigs in London, and they will be really, really good live, and they're on those bills. So yeah, a couple of lovely ones.
Yeah, and also shout out to All Points East, who've added Georgia Smith and Thames as co-headliners, that'll be a proper massive day out. I think All Points East have smashed it this year in terms of
they do seem to have found their feet and worked out what they're all about now. For a few years it was a bit all over the place, but last year was pretty good. I mean, this year you've got obviously Georgia Smith and Thames, Lord on the Saturday, it's Outbreak on the Sunday with Deftones, and then the double bill of Tyler and then the 21 Pilots one. I mean, all of those feel incredibly strong for different things, and I think like it makes sense as like a collection of day festivals. Like they each have their own branding and their own identity, which feels like for a while a lot of the day fests that stretched over were like the non-camping fests that were more than one day tried to make it like they were one, and it's like, well, if you can't camp anyway, you might as well just do each day completely different. Yeah,
exactly. So really, really great lineups there. So it's doing well. This is Lord, by the way, who is headlining one of the days at All Points East. This is What Was That?
Whatever has to pass through me, but this is staying a while. I know it might not let me go. Empty and bay in the back garden, blow pupils up. We kiss for hours straight, well, baby.
What was that?
What was that? That's the sort of thing. That's what I asked after seeing this latest news story.
This is actually what my fiance Haley said when her friend rang her from CMAT, video called her, and the quality was incredibly bad, and she couldn't work out at all what was going on. And then later we managed to piece together that what she had been shown was Harry Hill coming on stage dressed as a dartboard for CMAT and the band to have a darts competition on at Ali Pally. At the same show where she debuted the video for Jamie Oliver Petrol Station, which also features Jamie Oliver. So I think a lot of people were saying CMAT did Brixton in December, and now she's doing Ali Pally in March. She's got no new music out. What the hell can she do that's different? And she said, well, I can throw darts at beloved comedian Harry Hill, and I can show you me and Jamie Oliver hanging out.
It just continues just CMAT's incredible year, 2 years so far. And also someone who can just get away with that. And I think it kind of continues what makes CMAT so good is that she's having fun with every bit of this. And it's like, do you know what? Yeah, I can get Harry Styles
she's living the celebrity life that I think everyone thinks they would live, which is, I loved Harry Hill when I was a kid, and now I've heard he's a fan of mine. Like, let's get him involved. I do really enjoy when Jamie Oliver, I think they put up a joint post, or Jamie Oliver put up a post, and a load of the comments were from mums who were like, oh, when I first heard this song, I really liked it, but I was really worried that Jamie wouldn't find it funny. So this is such a relief for me, which is like this incredibly strange, wholesome, like mum like thing when they're listening. Like, oh, no, I love Jamie.
Oh, I like this song.
Oh, can't they just get along?
And also, as CMAT has explained many times, the song itself is actually more of a critique of her and having...
Nah, sorry, mate. When she said, that's bollocks. I'm sorry. Like, Kira, if you're listening, I'm not buying it. The whole song is about how shit his deli is, and he shouldn't have his... Like, you know what I mean? And then she's like, oh, don't be a bitch. But she carries on being a bitch. So it's a critique of herself, but it is also, at root, a critique of Jamie Oliver, who has very good recipes, but is a class traitor. So
right, okay, yeah. Well,
I'm anti Jamie Oliver.
You're anti Jamie Oliver, yeah. I mean, I he did take away turkey Twizzlers, which
I think Jamie Oliver's focus on penalising those who enjoy unhealthy foods rather than making healthy foods genuinely affordable shows a fundamental misunderstanding of personal choice in a system where ultra processed foods are often the only affordable option to feed a family.
This is Jamie Oliver Petrol Station by CMAT, and after this, we'll be joined by the ace Naomi Scott, live from the Sebright Arms.
Okay, don't be a bitch. The man's got kids, and they wouldn't like this. I'm still not explaining myself very well at all. Let me try again. Let me try. It's the feeling not getting the door, and then chopping it up with the kind that you dried on.
And we're back. We're here with the wonderful Naomi Scott. Naomi, how are you? Just for context, we're having Jamie and I are having to share a mic, so we're currently touching faces. We've done Naomi on a scale of interviews you've done. Is this the most or the least professional?
I'd say somewhere in between mid and low.
Yeah, that's actually very
that's
polite.
That's very polite. Thank you.
I think that's the vibe. No, genuinely, I think that's the vibes though. Sorry,
I
that
knew
was
Subway
hilarious.
Takes was a chance, so you know.
This is us. We're just going to be hovering like this.
You'll get used to it.
It's just the fact that you're both looking at me, so I don't know who to look at because you're so close.
You can't look at like one of our eyes each.
So for context, well, I think you already said one mic isn't working, so we're
here,
sharing, guys. Sharing
the wonderful Sebright Arms on a Monday morning.
Yes, it's such a nice day.
It's a lovely day out.
Lovely day to be in the Sebright Arms.
Yeah.
We're under the skylight.
To be in this,
Sebright Arms very kindly let us use the space, and we said we'd shout them out, and I've just negged them immediately.
Yeah, so that's
sorry,
guys.
Really genuinely lovely
no
pub.
window in here, but we have the skylight.
We have the skylight. It's a lovely time.
It's great. This is perfect.
Naomi, how are we doing? How is life?
I'm doing so well.
Yes.
Loving life. Very happy I got into a tiny car
That's really buoyed you up. I like that.
I know, because I don't know, it feels like I beat the system somehow.
You beat London
parking.
parking.
I don't know. Yeah, I was just so happy. And parking around here is so expensive, but so that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling fabulous, raring to go. Yes, really good. How are you guys?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
We're doing great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Doing nice. It's a lovely day. It's kind of, I feel like we're kicking into spring now. That's kind of the main thing.
It's so British of us, isn't it? We're like, what a lovely day. Is it spring?
It's also like 13 degrees or something. We're like, wow.
But it is nice.
It
like
is.
the sun, man.
I walked here from Old Street.
Yeah.
There was genuinely
vibes.
a man rolling his t-shirt sleeves up that I walked past, which feels optimistic, to be honest. Get that tan going.
Yeah, you've not had to see like someone with their top off yet. Like, it's not that
Oh,
levels of
it's
like
coming.
It's coming. Couple more
Actually,
degrees.
I think it's already gone.
Yeah, I reckon you go to some places.
Guys.
If you go to London Fields now,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure there is some
I'm
people.
honestly, if you go to London Fields anytime, it's going to be someone.
It could be
topless.
snowing.
Yeah,
and people
exactly,
are there.
exactly.
How does it feel? I guess album together. By the time people do hear this,
It will be out.
it's out in the world.
gosh.
People are listening. How's it feel? Kind of being at this point. Really, like kind of, especially like a journey that I kind of has taken, I guess, a number of years as well, and kind of getting things like right and crafting together. Like, how does it feel to be at that moment in time now?
Honestly, I sound so American. I'm like, I'm just so blessed. But like, honestly, but genuinely, I feel genuinely so blessed. Like, I get to do this. I get to kind of make music with people I love that I think are dope. I get to do it in my way. And put out something that I'm just so proud of and excited about that lives forever. Like, it's sick. And then get to kind of also assemble a team of people around me and creatives who inspire me, and we get to kind of make cool shit together. And honestly, that's like, it's just, it's the coolest thing. I'm so excited. I'm also just so excited to, play these songs live. I love that portion of it is something I'm so passionate about, and I love. And when I began, I actually, I cut this album like 3 times, like in terms of vocally, because it's one of those ones in the songs I almost had to learn how to sing them. And we also wanted to make sure we got the right, vocal chain and right mic. And it took me time. But I think what that's actually allowed me to do is it feels kind of really good in my body when I sing it live now. And it feels like an extension of me, as opposed to like, oh shit, like, how am I going to sing that? Like, and don't get me wrong, there are moments like the Cherry pre is like high. It's high, but it's like, it's more... there's this kind of muscle memory that's been created that I think is actually live. That for me, I always want the live versions of the songs to feel very close to the record, but with that little extra sprinkle. So I'm not kind of trying to reinvent anything. I want it to feel like the record, but it to also just be that little bit of elevated. So I'm just so excited, and I cannot wait for like it to be out, and just and then also to then just continue being creative and writing and being in that headspace, but luckily I'm not like sick of, I know people talk about it and they go, oh, I'm sick, I don't feel that yet. So that's great, I think.
Feel that
I'm sure that it will come,
And it feels quite full circle for you, right? Because, I mean, you self-released a couple of EPs years ago now, and then obviously got massive in the film world, and now like back here, like how does it feel to be doing like a full album? Like, does it feel like kind of the culmination of what you always wanted to do?
Oh, 100%. I mean, music's my first love, always has been. So funny, because sometimes when I talk to like all these youngsters, but like sometimes like you,
fresh-faced,
Jamie just had
like
a birthday, 21, I believe.
21, correct? Thank you.
Congratulations.
21 years since he was legally able to drink.
Yeah, dead. Is that correct? No. Wait, then do you know what? Then you'd be, you'd look
then
fantastic.
I guess we would begrudgingly say you look good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So actually, maybe I'll go with that. That's actually better for me. Yeah, let's go with that.
Jamie looks great.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy belated. What was the question? I can't remember. Oh, something. Yeah, this always happens. This is
when you're talking to youngsters.
Oh my gosh, what was I going on about? When I was talking to youngsters. Oh, just this idea of there's in a great way, there's a lot of young people and they know exactly what they want to do and they know the path to get there. And then I think of like me at 16, and I was more like, I want to sing and be in movies. And it was just like it wasn't this, I'm going to do this and this is how I'm going to, and then I wasn't so kind of assured in like my artistry at that age. I was kind of just trying out things and knew I wanted to, and so I actually feel like this is the perfect time because I'm at a place and an age where I am more aware of how I want to engage with the kind of the exchange of being creative, being an artist, what that means for me. What does that mean in 2026? Does the industry look like? How do I want to engage with that?
Yeah.
And what does success look like for me?
Yeah.
And I think that all plays into how I write music and make music. And that is really about me just following my curiosity and remaining as much as possible in this like childlike state of play.
Yeah.
So I think that's like, I don't know if that made any. That was probably a lot of waffle, but I think what I've
got great news for you about our podcast.
There's a lot of waffle.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, that's good.
Been waffling for 7 or 8 years now.
You found a good spot for it.
You're great at it, guys. You're great at it. Well, listen, I'm good at waffling too. So yeah, I think it feels like the right time, and I think because there's that moment of going, the next time I make music, and as you said, I've been trying things. I was kind of experimenting with some things, and I was in I did a lot of like pop rooms in LA. There was a period of time where I was kind of going into rooms that were set up in that kind of way, and I think at that point I didn't really know who I was as an artist. So not to say that there was anything wrong with that setup. I think maybe I just wasn't it wasn't the right time, but there was so much that I also learned from that as well. And now I think it's the combination of what do I want to say and how do I want to write, and what type of kind of thematically, what am I writing into? And then how do I create the soundscape of my dreams for this particular record? And I think it's the combination of those things that felt like they came together, and I felt very confident about what it was I wanted to do, not look to the left or the right, and kind of follow the childlike me.
Yeah, like, I think you've mentioned before about being like, it's like an intentional, like you were coming to the point where like, I intentionally want to make this kind of like music, and this is what I want it to be. Like, was there like a point where that clicked? Like, can you see that moment where it clicked, or was it very much something you kind of like were making music and then turn around and you're like, oh, okay, no, I've found like, this has almost naturally found my kind of like voice in that kind of what I want to say?
It's a good question. I think with all these things, they're very fluid, aren't they? There's not like, I remember being asked like, oh, when did you think like, oh, I want to make an album? And even that is not a hard and fast kind of black and white, this moment.
Woke up on a Monday, just like, do you know what? Maybe it's an album this week.
Fig.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, it was more kind of that where I was in my life, things that were happening in, my personal life and everything, that it felt like I wanted to kind of go back to basics. And with that, I mean, okay, just sit at the piano and write songs like you did when you were a kid, and don't question the melodies and the things that come out just don't question it. Just see where it takes you, and what naturally does come out. And maybe that's also to do with my limitations. I'm not like the most incredible musician in the world or the most incredible pianist in the world, but sometimes as well, limitations do lead you to the thing quicker almost, because maybe you can't do, there's not all the options available to you when it comes to actually writing a piece on the piano or writing a chord progression, whatever it is. And what began to come out really was just, this is really feeling like music that I grew up listening to as a kid, right? Yeah. That was on my, the music that was on my dad's Windows Media Player. And
very specific shout out to Windows Media Player there, which I fully back.
That was what it was, right? It was
it was always on. It was like, download that MP3.
Absolutely.
Get it on Windows.
Get the worst quality MP3 from LimeWire possible.
I was just about to mention LimeWire. Yeah. That's so crazy that you did.
Burning CDs. It's burning CDs and LimeWire. The combination.
Does anyone burn CDs anymore now?
I don't know.
I remember putting my homework on floppy disks. I shouldn't have said that. No, I don't. I don't know what a floppy disk is. Kids, don't listen to that.
So the youngsters, how are we doing? Yeah.
I actually, my earliest memory is just of my favourite TikTok. I don't have it. I'm just so young.
We never quite got to that.
Well, luckily, I'm not old enough to call it the TikTok, at least.
No.
So, clawing back some dignity.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a thing.
A real giveaway, that one, isn't it? Yeah. Having said that, I really can't talk. I'm such a technophobe. Like, Ashford will tell you. I'm so bad. Like, it's really bad.
Are we looking like asking for help?
Oh,
a lot.
Asking for help.
I mean, you did just ask if people still burn CDs. So.
Yeah, I mean, but also I'm like, has it come back round? Is it a cool thing? I don't know.
You're there buying your car, like, and where is the cassette deck on this?
Naomi's debut album out now on floppy disk for everyone who wants to purchase it.
Wait, could you
can
play
take that
music
idea.
on floppy disk? I can't remember.
Find out.
Yeah, release it.
No, I'm the sort of person that every time I like post on Instagram or something, or whatever, I get it. I have to like delete and repost because I've done it wrong.
I've got something wrong here.
Oh
yeah,
no,
I posted the wrong
I've posted the wrong thing. Or I've done it. That's like fully my. That's me, guys.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's just who I am.
And that's just who I am.
Sometimes you just got to embrace it.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Alarming moves.
Is there like you're saying about like just sitting at a piano, like writing songs?
Yeah.
There must be quite a contrast with obviously like film work when there's this huge team around it. Is it quite freeing to just be like, well, I'm the creative force here. I make the decisions. I'm doing all of that.
100%. It's completely. I feel like a broken record because I always use this analogy, but I do think it's a good one, or like it's pretty helpful. It's like a movie, you're a colour in a palette and someone else is using you to make their painting, right?
Yeah.
And that's not just the filmmaker, that's the editor, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes there have been times and it's like, I know people talk about performances or things where they were like, oof, that was, but then, it gets cut and it's like, oh, wow, they look like a genius. Or the other way around, where you're like, yo, I had a better take than that.
Yeah.
I've always
saw this with like, when like the actors go to the premieres. I could never just sit there and just be like, well, here we go.
Well, usually you get to watch it before, so you kind of know what's coming.
Whenever the first time you get to watch it, I think I'd be out. I'd be.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm not Brad Pitt.
That's the only reason why Jake hasn't had his moment.
Yeah,
he was so close many times. He's just very creatively controlled.
But yeah, no, I think it is an editor's medium. It's a filmmaker's medium, but it's an editor's medium.
Whereas obviously with the album,
with music, it's your painting. So of course, I'm not, Prince. I can't do everything myself. I'm not like, but you are bringing together a team and you're asking people to collaborate and kind of add to your painting, but it's still, it's still yours.
Yeah.
And it's so intimate, isn't it? That exchange of like, oh, this is my music. It's like an extension of me. And then you're like, and that's such a great place to be. I also... so that's it really. That's kind of how they're just very, very different things. And it's not to say that I don't absolutely love acting and I love being on set and love that.
Yeah.
I just really feel very excited that I have the space to really kind of do what I want when it comes to music. And that's quite special and not to be taken lightly, especially with the way the music industry set up, and to have the space to be able to do that is quite it's a real blessing. And so therefore I think I owe it to myself to be the most kind of pungent version of that and follow my taste and not anyone else's. And that's with everything, whether it comes to visuals or like whatever the data or the whatever is saying, like I don't give a shit. I'm doing like, I think this is cool. I think this creative is cool. And that's why even with Azra, I'm always like, I don't want to hear any like stats about anything. No, but I don't. And don't get me wrong, like it's good for your team around you to know that. Very important.
Someone's keeping an eye on it.
Listen,
also.
she's keeping an eye on everything. But like which is fantastic, and I need that. My goodness, please don't
and also helps you park it.
And
also helps me park.
Renaissance
Honestly,
woman.
Big up Astrid Ferguson.
Great
She is
parking skills.
She really Yeah. Sorry, in joke, don't worry. I took the mic away though for it, just so that people didn't think I was like serious.
Coffee cup's been smashed all over the place. It's all happening
It's all going
now,
down here. Downhill. But I really don't want. There's certain things I really don't want to know because, the more you can. I know it sounds so lofty, and I do think that it's a nuanced thing, this idea of like zoning in and just being able to make the art, right? And just focusing on that and not thinking about the audience and and they're that's a luxury. Don't get me wrong with when you're signed to an independent label, you're an independent artist, and also with the majors. It's you as an artist, you have to do so much and kind of put on lots of different hats and understand how to market, all of those things. It's almost like you now you have to understand those things. But I think for me, trying to create a process that does as much as possible, it's not always perfect, and I'm involved in how this album is going out and how I'm introducing myself, for sure. That's a real team, kind of building the team around you to discuss that. But when it comes to the music itself, I really just want to not be thinking about the audience too early. Definitely thinking about the audience's experience when I'm performing or when I'm performing. Absolutely. But I'm not trying to think about what is doing well. Like, that's just, to me, the art that really speaks to me, and the artists that I think are sick. Never done that. I've never done that. So if you're thinking about some sort of blueprint of like, think about the artists that you love, and then it's kind of like, well, what are they doing? Well, they never really follow trends. They kind of zig when they zag. It's like that sort of thing. So I think
it's kind of pushing out like the noise that's kind of.
I'm just like, hang on. It's a TED talk now. Fucking hell. Everyone's like, get this fucking girl off, please. Bloody hell.
I think everyone listening is probably quite happy there's less.
I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get a bit either side of this chat to talk endlessly.
I wonder what I'll be sandwiched in between. I'm intrigued. We have to find out.
It could be, find out after this.
Right.
So we're recording this a couple of weeks out, so we don't even know.
Yeah, we don't even know. Could be anything, The return of floppy disks. Who knows?
I think it's a conversation that needs to be had, to be honest.
We need to be talking about this.
We do.
Normalize floppy disk supremacy.
Floppy disks. But it's kind of like pushing. Like, you kind of like, it's the outside noise. As soon as that starts interfering in, especially for a project it's under your name. Like, it's not like it's you're maybe there's an artist name, or it's a little bit different. It's like it's your name.
It's me
on the document. And that kind of like, I guess, it kind of reflects maybe the like personal nature of everything you're putting out as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
Good. We should listen to some music, I feel. So we're going to listen to Losing You. And we're going to listen to...
I'm sorry, but I love the way...
Why have you looked at me when you said that?
Do you know what? I just have to say this.
That made it look like we were going to sing it. Yeah.
Even before, the way you said... You know how people say like garlic bread? And garlic bread?
Yeah.
You literally... did anyone else notice? Because like Losing You, right? So most people say Losing You. And literally twice he's gone, we're going to listen to Losing You.
Yeah, and then looked at me.
Honestly?
Like, we're not drifting apart, Jamie. It's okay.
I'm kind of obsessed.
I'm having a struggle with it,
I'm kind of obsessed with that. I love it.
Complicated thing.
The emphasis on the you it's unique, and I enjoyed it.
It's interpreting art in so many ways. That's what it is.
Anyway, this is Losing You.
Very good, very good.
There's nothing I can do about it. I'm losing you, but I know it. I'm losing you. There's nothing I can do to push you further away. Caught between a hook and a heartbreak. It's only a matter of time.
Cool.
We're back, and now we have 3 mics.
We have 3 mics. We moved away. Yeah, we were talking about losing you so much that Jake has actually moved away from me.
I feel like you're now never going to be able to say it normally again. Like, if you're going to be in your head.
I'm
Thanks,
doing my
guys.
song,
This is
because if I
Losing
have,
You.
I'm very, very sorry.
No. I love it. I love it. You're right. It is interpretation.
Losing You.
There's so many ways that could go.
There's so many ways you can dive in. It's going to be there.
Well, after that super serious first half,
Yeah.
we're going to play a game now, which people who listen to the show will know because it's the same game every week. We just call it something different. This one's based on your song Rhythm. Is that Rhythm? Rhythm.
Rhythm. Much like Lythen as the place.
Great. It's called... It's called Who's Got
Jamie.
Rhythm? Who's Got Lythem?
Come on, it was his birthday. You didn't have to do him like
Come
that.
on.
You know?
It was
Throw the bone.
Jamie has the exact same birthday, day and year as Justin Bieber.
Oh, nice.
Dead on.
Which
Dead on.
It's
so
always,
you're the
it's
same
always
age?
tough.
Exactly the same
Oh,
age as Justin
lovely.
Bieber.
Because Jamie's like, I
I'm-
think I'm doing pretty well, and then he just looks at Justin Bieber and goes, I'm not doing that well. Am I?
It's a nice real bring down to earth moment where
I
you kind of
mean,
turn around and
listen,
you're like,
everyone has their struggles, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
true.
I
Exactly.
love,
Fight your own
I love
demons.
Justin Bieber journals that, I don't know if you know
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Pooh Bear, I think, produced that. It was I think it was technically not an album. It's so fire.
Yeah.
I love Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
And I love you, Jamie.
wait till you hear my mixtape. Yeah.
I don't love that.
It's not
anyway,
good. It's a shambles.
as you're now a certified pop star, you're going to need a team of backing.
sure with
This
that,
is
yeah.
coming out after the album's out,
Okay,
so
right.
clearly,
Sure,
officially.
sure.
The stadium tour that's coming up.
Yeah.
You're going to need to build a team of backing dancers
Yes.
to take on tour with
I
you.
see. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was not really taking it seriously. I was like, well, guys, listen. Give it a few years. Yes. Absolutely.
I
That's
don't
where we're
want to
headed.
get ahead of myself
Yeah.
here.
You being so.
But it turns out I was being sarcastic.
No, indeed.
It's a real roller coaster, isn't it?
It's fine.
We're going to give you a couple of options of people, fictional, real, and probably in between.
Yeah, in between.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who might be interested in being your backing dancers, and we want to know which one you pick.
Okay.
So to start us off, definitely not a loaded one to start us off. Would you rather have the Transformers or the Power Rangers to be your backing dancers?
Well, obviously, I've got to go Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, this
and that's
is-
because one of the Power Rangers is one of the biggest pop stars in the world.
I've heard
in
that.
our movie, in our movie that we did, I was in a Power Ranger movie for the listeners. I know that might be random if you're like, who is this? You're like, what? Sorry. Yes, but with the Becky G.
Of course.
Who is a very good friend of mine and happens to be a humongous pop star, and she's incredible. So, absolutely Becky, because also Bex would be able to. I feel like she's just a great hookup, and if we need more backing dancers, she'd know where to find
you think
them.
she's like the plug?
RJ, yeah, she's the plug, 100%.
she's the plug, yeah.
And then RJ can dance. Dacre we'd put at the back, but Dacre, don't worry, I love it. We love you, Dacre.
We just
In
don't want to see
comparison,
you.
We just he
Yeah.
knows, dancing wise.
Yeah,
that's
he
not
knows.
his. It's not his.
I hope he does
He's an
know.
incredible actor, but dancing not so much. And
I
then,
do think you got to think about the fact that if you pick the Transformers, if you do an outfit change, one of them could just turn into a lorry, on stage,
True.
distract everyone.
There's only one outfit change, though, I feel.
I feel like Laurie was not on the creative deck.
No?
Like Laurie's for
No.
Fig. No.
Okay.
But we could pivot.
Well, it's.
But I do think Power Rangers, because they're all different colours, there is something, I guess, connected to the idea of Fig, which is this idea of, exploring different versions of ourselves. So maybe there's look at me trying to be like serious.
You've managed.
I'm going Power Rangers, guys.
Yeah,
I was in the movie.
All
I've
right.
got to,
All right,
Immediately
fine.
the
Gotta
show,
be
you're
loyal.
just like,
I just wanna
actually,
say-
this could work for the live show, actually.
Yeah. Cut to.
None of the
cut
Power
to.
Rangers can turn into a lorry. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
All right.
Yeah,
Fair
Album
enough.
two,
Fair enough.
maybe, I don't know. I would like a credit if the album two is lorry centered.
Lorries, if it's called Lorries.
Lorries.
Yeah.
Lorry Central as well, not Transformers. Specific
like
lorry one.
LORRIES,
yes,
like
no,
kind of
no,
like
yes.
the Fig through line there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to bring me on board, I
As
charge
a
very reasonable
creative
fees.
director, because you brought
consultant,
lorries.
a consultant.
Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah.
Consultancy fee.
She
Consultancy
doesn't
fee.
seem keen. It's,
We'll check the budget for next. Next album.
We'll check the budget. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
How about the Beatles or the Rolling Stones?
All right, guys. Here's the real.
Okay, break
I'm
it
not
down.
I have never really delved. I know obviously a lot of Beatles songs. I didn't grow up listening to the Beatles, and also the Rolling Stones. Similarly, I'm an expert in neither.
Explain.
but
So,
they're only dancing anyway.
but
So you
I
have to go
would
vibes.
Well, I guess I don't know the Beatles.
Don't worry, they don't listen to this as far
Okay,
as I know.
great,
So,
right.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
Never know.
Paul,
Might swing
He
by.
likes his podcasts, doesn't he?
Does he? Oh,
We
God.
do-
No,
we
I just made that up.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the Beatles, but I know Paul McCartney loves
I know he
podcasts.
loves podcasts.
We have discussed Ringo Starr at length on this podcast
We have.
many times.
And he has never
and he's
issued
never
a cease and desist, so it's pretty safe to say he does not listen.
We're
Yes.
going to go with he doesn't
Yeah.
listen on this one.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'll just go the Beatles. Why not?
Why not?
There's a lot of like.
Unfortunately,
I don't have a
Mick
good
Jagger
reason
does listen to
why.
the podcast, and he's going to be really upset about
I would
that.
say the outfits are like
Oh, but then
hard.
again, because Mick Jagger, I feel like he's such a energy on. I want people to look at me.
Yeah, you can't. You try and relegate him, but then you keep looking, and he'd be back there.
He just is this kind of,
Yeah.
he's got that quality to him. And obviously the Beatles do, but there's more of a stillness with them.
Yeah, maybe a
Feels
bit of
like
appreciation.
Mick wouldn't
yeah.
accept it. Whereas if you said to Paul, look, I know you're
Listen,
big, but you are a dancer on this, so if you could just shimmy in the background.
This isn't your show.
Yeah.
You know, that's the main
Exactly.
thing. You'll have to lay down to Paul McCartney.
Sir, Paul
Oh,
McCartney.
of course,
Sir.
yeah.
Come on,
Please,
Jamie.
sir. Yeah, sorry, that
Please.
respect.
Well, just in case he does listen. He loves his podcast, apparently.
So we need to hold the balance out just in case he swings by one
Yeah.
time. It's true. Okay, the Beatles is a strong shout.
Yeah.
Jake,
Mr. Blobby or the Wombles?
what a pivot.
Oh, I love the Wombles.
I really, when you said the R, I was hoping that was an R for Mr. Blobby.
Wombling free, the Wombles of Wimbledon, common are we?
Come on, Jake, get involved.
Any more?
Making good use of the things that we find, things that the everyday folks leave behind.
You can tell someone's a real fan when they know the second bit, I think. Oh,
I'm joking.
here we go.
Something like that. No, I'm obviously going to go Wombles because
I could tell.
also my granddad is originally from
Womble.
Wimbledon.
Oh.
So, why
So
not?
he might
local.
have an in with the Wombles, do you think?
Sure.
They're still
Let's
kicking
go with
about.
that.
Yeah.
They're still
Shout out to my granddad
Jamie,
Terry.
they're fictional.
No, they're real. Let's just.
And
Bulgaria is
also,
not real.
I think nowadays, and the Wombles, there's more of them.
Yes.
With Mr. Bobby, there's only one. I don't think that feels correct in terms of a live performance setup. Wombles also, I have a feeling they're quite connected on this level that they would be quite synchronized.
Like a sort of ESP kind of thing.
Yes, I believe they would
Like how
be.
twins can tell where the other one is. That thing.
So it's
Exactly
almost
like
like
that.
I think with movement they would feel quite in sync. So
Yeah,
we're
plus
gonna go-
they've already got the song, right? That was in the charts. I think they danced in that. Remember You're a Womble? Is that right? Anyone here?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're getting nods. We're getting nods from baffled people.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
obviously like Wombling Merry Christmas as well.
Obviously.
Which was
Oh, I don't
obviously
know. I
a
don't remember
big
that one.
There's
chart.
obviously that one.
It's a
And Mr. Blobby had a
Wombling
song as well,
Merry-
but I don't think it was as good.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I don't
Also,
remember
like,
the
if
Mr.
you're going to
Blobby
trust
song.
anyone on choreography, I don't feel like Mr. Blobby's the
He'd
one to
fall
go
over.
for. Yeah.
I actually think the main argument here is that
fall
Mr.
over.
Blobby is
You may.
objectively terrifying, and you would never want to be near him.
Who's that? Sorry.
Mr. Blobby.
I actually
Like
think
in the
you're
tour
right.
bus
No,
with
no,
Mr.
no.
Blobby.
Very scary.
No.
Actually, the face, the eyes. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Plus, he probably couldn't fit into a bunk, so you'd have to get a special tour bus
Yeah,
for
no.
him.
That's more money, more budget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
money, more
Wombles are
budget.
small. They could go under the bus.
Exactly.
We
Or
could
over the
create
bus.
a little,
you know?
yeah, a
Or
little,
on top of the bus,
Well, no, they
like
want to go because under the
Overground,
underground.
They're Womble free.
Wait, what are they?
They'll probably just.
Wombles?
They're just
remember.
Wombles, I think.
Oh, so it's not even like a based on a real animal.
I mean, probably, but why don't
Go
ruin
on,
the
look it
mystique,
up, Jamie, come on.
Oh, no, I'm just going to pull up the facts here.
pull it
Yeah,
up.
we need to.
we need to clarify
Go
this.
on RSPCA website.
So they live in burrows.
That's not an answer.
so obviously means
Yeah.
they're slightly underground.
Slightly underground.
Yeah.
It's nice to
Slightly
have an underground
underground, yeah.
backing dancer.
But what are they? Does it? If you were to put in, are they
Okay,
based on?
Because like a
here we go.
stag beetle larvae
So
lives
wombles are
underground.
essentially burrowing animals.
Essentially burrowing animals.
A bit like teddy bears to look at, but they have real claws.
Real claws.
Real claws.
So okay, so it's not based on a real animal.
No,
I
it's-
don't-
Oh, I mean, they
it
do
sounds-
look
that
like
sounds
moles.
moldy.
Yeah,
It
moldy.
does
It's
sound
mole
moldy.
family.
The
part
one
mole
comparison that has been brought up here is kind of like hedgehogs
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I see that a bit.
Yeah.
with less spikes.
Yeah.
Do
Do
obviously.
hedgehogs wear hats and scarves?
I haven't seen many recently, but potentially.
They're in danger. If anyone has a garden, cut a little hole in the fence for hedgehogs, guys.
Yeah.
I've actually said that on the podcast before.
Yeah.
So,
Just
ecology.
Ecology.
I don't even know if that's current advice.
So what we're going for is wombles, I think.
Yeah,
I think
we're going
so.
for
Yeah,
wombles,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wombles,
that's right. You know how I
wombles.
feel about hedgehogs, Jamie.
Yeah, we'll be here all day otherwise.
You love hedgehogs.
Oh, who
Christina,
doesn't love hedgehogs?
Yeah, I agree.
we'll just talk about
Jamie,
hedgehogs
we're
for the rest of the time if you
We're
want.
actually in the middle of something.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Christina Aguilera or Shakira?
I love them both, but I mean, you kind of got to go Shakira, haven't you? Do you know what the reason? No, the reason I'm going with Shakira, and I love me some Christina
Of course.
Aguilera, is I feel like I spent so much time at like 14 learning how to like belly dance like in front of the mirror, like, and literally hips don't lie. Like fully learning the thing, and now I can belly dance. So I owe that to Shakira. Do you know what I mean? And now I can belly dance. And now when I wake up I can belly dance. No, I mean, like, I just can,
like a sort of infomercial for Shakira. Like, I spent 6 weeks on a Shakira hips don't lie program, and now I can belly dance.
It's available now.
Yeah, I said that. I was like, that sounds really odd. No, I mean, like, now. Well, it's not. Yeah, but I genuinely, she taught me. So maybe me and her together, and also I was obsessed with the Beyonce, Shakira, Beautiful Liar. Yeah. Let's not kill the karma. Such a good tune.
I think
and
this
then
is
she, like, in the video together, so gorgeous, so sexy, so amazing.
You'd be Beyonce in this.
Basically what I'm saying.
I am Beyonce.
I think
Beyonce.
to paraphrase. Yeah. But I'd go me and Shakira. I think she'd also up my level of perform. You know, she'd
push you to be the best you could be.
Yes, I agree.
Well, she already has
you're
with the belly dancing.
Yeah, exactly. And you're on stage with her. You've got to do something.
That's true.
Because she's,
You can't just stand there.
Would you introduce her, or would it just be like backing dancer? You know, like
No, you don't introduce. No
reference.
Don't do it for too much attention.
Shakira.
Yeah.
No attention brought.
Just at the Moth Club. Shakira?
I regularly say that at Moth Club.
Yeah. Yeah. Me or Jamie?
Wow.
I mean, I don't know you guys. I've just met you.
On site,
but...
What a jump from Shakira, by the way.
Neither of us are particularly live. Neither of us can belly dance.
I don't know why. But because I feel like you're wearing more jewelry, I just am going to go with you.
Yes.
And the thing is...
Finally.
I knew my
Do you know what's interesting?
A binding contract.
The thing is, I don't know why, and I don't know what that's tethered to. There's no reason behind it other than I'm just
a gut instinct.
I mean, there couldn't really be a reason behind it. And I think both of us are equally terrible and probably would ruin your whole career. So neither of us will be coming on tour.
I think if back's against the wall, just don't have backing dancers.
Yeah.
If that's the choice.
These are the options.
Yeah, these are the options.
But, clearly I am
wearing more
the more glamorous man.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, if you really want to, we could put some music on right now and just...
Unfortunately, because it's an audio-only podcast, we don't have stage makeup on.
We do have phones, there are video,
I'm not wearing
a video of it.
tap shoes.
Sure.
So you saying, did you want me to put on Beautiful Liar by Beyonce and Shakira?
Yeah, we should do specifically belly dancing.
Shakira did teach me to belly dance, so...
Yeah, let's go with that, Jake. Let's go with that. But you're definitely you. Very understandable. How about we've got two more for you here? So, Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse.
Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse? I think when it comes to backup dancers, you also need
bunnies.
People to... Did you say bunnies? Yeah. You need bunnies. I think you need people who understand their role. I think Bugs Bunny would make it all about him.
He's too chaotic, isn't he?
I think he's too chaotic. And I think that Mickey Mouse would understand, is like an encourager. Would kind of like...
A facilitator, maybe.
And I think would be a good energy and a good energy in terms of the dynamic of rehearsal and what that looks like long term.
Oh, yeah, Bugs in a rehearsal would just be
annoying. Are you going to be late? Are you going to turn up? Are you going to then, like, it's just...
Are you going to be wearing an opera wig and singing for some reason?
Chomping carrots.
Coming up with ideas where you're like, no, Bugs,
not now. It's not about you.
It's not about you.
Changing the rider to just be carrots. And you're there like, well, haven't you been dinner?
Going behind you. Yeah.
Also, there's there's a geezer just always chasing him.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what? That's
a really good point.
At shows.
That's a safety risk.
Yeah, for Bugs Bunny.
Whereas Mickey, no enemies, no ops.
No ops. That's so true. No, but that's very true.
Pure joy.
No ops.
Very
that's right.
true.
I've always thought that about Mickey Mouse.
You don't get to over 100 years old without making any enemies unless you're a nice guy.
Just saying. Mickey, if you're listening.
Whereas Bugs Bunny came straight out the gate with an enemy.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
When you deep it.
Yeah.
When you deep it.
No, but we have to. We have to do these things. We have to analyse them,
Like, how annoying
I take these
do you have
questions
to
very
be?
Seriously.
How annoying do you have to be if you're like a bunny with the capability of speech and people still want to kill you on sight? They're like, yeah, that's really impressive, but this needs to
remember
end.
what Bugs Bunny's vibe was like in the because I used to
Well,
used to
Elmer
come home.
Fudd just shoots him a lot. I think that's the
Yeah.
main thing.
Attempts to. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bugs
Who's in
Bunny
the
win.
wrong? Like, and
Who's
does
in
he
the wrong?
antagonize him as well?
Yeah.
Because I used to come home and watch Looney Tunes all the time, but I can't remember like the specifics of the personality traits of all
And
of
the
them.
storyline, I
And the
guess, as well.
storylines, yeah.
Yeah,
The
the
thorough
lore.
thread.
All I
lore of
remember is
Bugs
Lola
Bunny.
Bunny in Space Jam because she was
Of
so
course.
hot.
Yeah.
That's it. Sorry.
You take Bugs on tour, Lola might come.
True.
If they're still together. I don't
Yeah.
actually know.
No, she's way too good for it. I
Yeah,
feel like.
sure.
Sorry.
Lola's moved on.
She's
now.
probably
Yeah.
with Michael Jordan now.
Probably.
After Space Jam.
After Space Jam. Of course. And a final one.
Yeah, probably move on, I guess. Last one for you. 5 cats or 5 dogs?
I think you can train dogs better.
But cats are more acrobatic.
Are they?
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
they are absolutely. Yeah.
What do you mean,
Well,
are they?
Like think
I've not
about,
seen a theatrical
think
display by
about,
cats.
I think I've not seen a cat.
What are they?
What are they?
What are they?
That's a good point because like the ragdoll cats.
Yeah. I have a 6-month-old kitten and he's just sort of liquid. Like you pick him
Yeah.
up and you're like, right, calm down. And then
Yeah,
he
yeah,
oozes
yeah.
out of your hands somehow.
Yeah, but
I have a cut
that's
on my
not to
face
say that
from,
we're
from
gonna.
yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah.
But that's
Oh,
not just. Oh, he scratched you.
Yeah, he's done you that.
I feed him and I literally scoop his shit up out of a box and this is how I get repaid.
Are you going to play this back to
Yes,
Tony?
to
Tony the cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah. Be like, I want to make a fool of you.
Yeah.
I think still because the thing is, even though they can do all these things, whether they're going to do them, cats do what they want.
That's true.
Yeah.
Whether
Some
they're
shows
actually
would be
going to do
great
them in
and
the
some would be
shows. Like I
awful.
think with dogs, you can control more. You can have more control of the situation.
Yep.
And you can use the treats and the things and the training.
Yeah.
In order to have and get them in a routine. Cats, listen, you could get to the show. 3 of them have wandered off.
That's
You
true.
know, it's
Yeah.
like
Divas.
yeah,
One of them's on
they're
stage,
just on their
shit in a
own.
box. That's not good, is it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Dogs do shit too, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
but,
but like, kind of weirdly,
No one
weirdly,
doesn't
I
know
don't
about
think a
that.
dog
He's never
would
seen a
on
dog,
stage.
never seen a
actually.
dog
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm flailing here. I don't know what a
Yeah,
dog is. I'm googling them at the moment.
Just dog into
I-
Google.
I
Just
do.
help us.
Question mark.
I love dogs so much,
Yeah.
but I'm allergic to them, unfortunately.
Oh.
And you're still picking them over cats.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
dogs. They're just, how can you not love dogs? We just don't deserve dogs.
Wow.
You can have like a stage sort of setup
going
where
to say
the
what
dogs
wholesome
are
note to end
slightly
on,
away.
but now Jamie's going to ruin it with something horrendous.
Yeah, no, it's like, we want to avoid any sort of allergic reaction, but you could place the staging slightly different. So.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. But then I also, but then even cats, I sneak. Like, I think I'm just
Oh,
allergic.
yeah.
in
You get those
general.
weird hairless cats. No one would buy a ticket at the
Yeah,
show,
not
though,
my
would
vibe.
they?
No.
Not my vibe. If I was shooting a horror movie, another one.
Then that's what the cats are in.
Listen,
Yeah.
then that was those ones can make an appearance. No offense to
hairless-
anyone who's got those cats. I'm sure they're very loving animals.
Yeah, that's the worst part about them. You don't want to touch them, but they are still quite loving.
Oh,
So they come
really?
over. They don't realise they're ugly, horrible sacks.
Maybe they teach people what true love is.
Maybe. My friend had one, and what's weird is the skin is really hot to the touch.
Ooh.
It was just a bad vibe
That's a whole-
in general.
yeah.
And like they're coming over like, hey, let's be friends. And I'm like, I really don't want to.
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, it made me realise how shallow I was. Anyway, on that note,
On that really pleasant, yeah.
You don't have to fuck the cat.
don't I?
That's the yeah.
Oh my god. My whole life is just upended.
With those profound words.
Thank you. So I was really on a high after being picked as the backing dancer, but having a guest tell me I don't have to fuck cats is
I'll
quite
look after
something.
the cats outside.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Fig is out now. Get a copy, stream
listen.
a copy, etc., etc.
Yes, all of that.
And we're going to play Rhythm from the
Yeah.
album.
Thanks for having me, guys. I
Thank you.
appreciate you
Pleasure.
having me on.
Look in the mirror, do you see what I'm missing? Thought it was real, but I feel like you didn't. Spending my whole life in just one night, what's the limit? Wonder how long I can go on like this tonight. In the middle of time, I found just a little one, just a little bit. Is it you?
There, didn't that sound better?
That sounded
Didn't that
so
sound good?
much better, didn't it? Now you're back to us.
Patrick, to be fair, Patrick was also there next to us, like frantically waving whenever we didn't speak into the microphone. So, most professional we've ever been. Thank you very much, Naomi Scott.
Yes.
Big is out now.
Yes.
It will have been out for a week, won't it? When this airs?
Yeah, a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Great
So,
album. Great chat.
really good album. Really great chat.
I think the first Hollywood superstar you've ever spoken to. Is that right?
Let's have a think.
What I didn't do before is, we're now one step removed from, who are we from? It's one step removed. There's got to be some rogue people that she has worked with. I mean, that's just the nature of Hollywood, isn't it?
This is why we do this show.
We're one step removed from Will Smith.
Thought so. Okay, cool.
There you go.
Finally.
I think I'd actually rather be one step removed from Will Smith than have had Will Smith on the podcast. He seems a bit rogue these days.
Yeah, we'll stay one step removed from Will in the nicest way. But thank you, Naomi Scott. Again, go listen to the debut album, F.I.G, out now. Very, 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 very
new
good.
music.
Speaking of, let's start with a track by Carly Han, who you may know from appearing on the 1975's About You, which...
Interesting, Jamie. I presume that was one for the audience because I'm the only person here that you're speaking to, and you know that I won't know anyone from listening to anything by the 1975, a band who I think are garbage.
Well, I think are great. This is the new single from Carly Han. So kind of very much appeared on About You. And kind of
by the 1975.
By the 1975, yeah.
Song, album, tour, advert,
theatrical performance.
Yeah,
it's had that kind of like moment stepping up that, and I kind of feel like it kind of became this. That song obviously really blew up, and also kind of her moment became such a moment in that song for kind of like fans and everything. So the fact now, especially, it really left an impression. It's stepping out on her own, really, with a EP, and Alone is kind of like the track that's kind of come out as the first taste of it. This is kind of a nice follow-up from her role on About You. She's got this stunning kind of like dream poppy voice, and that's kind of where it's kind of followed into with this track. It's just like really quite Mazzy Star, Cocteau Twinsy, very like drenched in this sort of like really just like stunning and like I guess like magical in a lot of ways. It's a really, really beautiful track and really well composed. I think it's amazing. I think it's really, really great. I think clearly the confidence that's come from doing like About You has kind of led her to be like, do you know what? I can go and do this. And I'm really, 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 really just like blown away really by just how like all together and composed it is. So love this track. I think it's really, really great. And looking forward to more that comes from it. The EP is coming at some point. On 18th of May, the EP is coming out. So
have a taste.
It came, it just
a flash of light,
flesh into the brains. This is really a stunning track. So let's have a listen now. This is Carly Han with Alone. There you go. We are alone no more.
What a lovely track.
We're alone no more.
As a man who does not recognise this from anything to do with 1975, still a lovely track.
There you go. That's great. There you go. Well done.
I have a lovely track for you, Jamie.
Oh, go on then.
Not quite the same genre. My first time.
Yes.
Who tonight, as we record this, are doing a Dork Night Out DJ set extravaganza, but it will have happened a long time ago by the time you hear this. So sorry.
So we'll just say that
on coming.
Yeah, we'll say, wow, that was a really great Dork DJ set that happened at the start of the night. I heard
Yes,
that
that's,
went
that's
down
what
really,
I'm
really
hearing.
well.
My First Time just released their debut EP. They are part of this kind of dance punky revival, along with bands like The Itch and Adult DVD, which is kind of like pill punk, except that the main influence is LCD Sound System. You know,
there's an important differentiation.
I would say
key.
you know, pill punk is quite musically violent,
Right.
whereas this stuff is a bit more
Vibey, dancey. Yeah,
you're dancing kind of freeform rather than pumping your fist into the air and screaming.
Yeah, freeform is actually it's a freeform dance interpretation.
It is. Anyway, this song's called "The Kids Are," and I'm just really enjoying. I mean, we've spoken about it before. I think there's a lot more electronic groups who are operating in a much more band sphere. I mean, Confidence now are one of the first, but Fcukers, who we'll talk about in a bit, the Dare, there's a lot of this. Wet Leg had a Dare remix very recently. There is a lot more crossover, which is part of that Y2K indie sleaze quotation marks revival. But I think it's interesting when you kind of get away from that a bit, which I think The Itch managed to do really well, and Adult DVD and My First Time are also good at, and turn it into something that sounds current rather than just a retread. I'm really impressed by the EP that they've just released. It feels a lot more fully formed than you would expect, I think, from a debut EP. And I'm going to play The Kids Are off of it, which is my favourite track.
Kids are dealing ketamine, and they're all living in a world that's not the real thing. It's such a shame to think the kids are out there huffing pain, wanting eternal fame, changing their God-given name and how their body's made. You make me feel like I'm running with my eyes closed. I'm coming up, I'm driving 90 down a high road. We're taking God knows what, can't live without a rush. I stay inside, live my life till my eyes.
There we go.
There you go. I realise that's just what we say now after every... And that was the track. That's what it was.
There it is. For people listening at home, that's because we don't listen to it. We just pause and then add it in later.
We sit
Jamie and I stare at each other until we think it's been a long enough time that Patrick will have known to put the track in. And then we kind of remind each other to keep going. So
welcome to Behind the Music. This is like genius.
Yeah, I think when you can watch the webcam stuff of Radio 1 and that, it really puts into perspective how hard it must be to get used to that.
Yeah.
Because I think you're just immediate. You would just forget. And I think there's a lot more dead-eyed staring
going on.
And also while we record, because we've got headphones on, I mean, I just sort of stare into the distance a lot of the time, which if I was on an actual video podcast thing would be quite disconcerting.
We'd not be allowed to do. So get ready for the new video-led Dork podcast coming soon, where we have to actually act and do anything.
Yeah, and sort of look engaged rather than just let our faces slacken into a mask of complete inanity. Jamie, have you got a song?
When you see us. Yeah. On that note, brand new band, brand new act, really. Girl in the Year Above has dropped its first official release, which is Mama, My Heart Is Aching. Now, technically, the first release from Girl in the Year Above was on the Peaky Blinders film soundtrack, The Immortal Man, which is a hell of a move.
Is that why you're wearing that suit and flat cap, James?
Yeah, that's where I go. Yeah, I'm a full suits, roaming around now. The Brummy accent's coming after the next track.
Would be interesting, wouldn't it, to go to one of these gigs and instead of 6 music dads, you would just get those weird guys that go to pubs the Craze used to go to?
Or the people that the old East End gangsters who solely just appear on podcasts now. And mate, they're all on podcasts. The whole underworld is now on a podcast. But it's the same thing every time. They go they sat there and they just go and I did have to gouge his eyes out and murder him. Do I regret it? No, I don't. I don't regret it. I would do it again. You're like...
But I tell you what, I helped an old woman with her shopping across the road straight afterwards.
It was a lovely family. They were a lovely family.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not down at the gig, just for the fear that it would...
The Peaky Blinders dads.
Yeah. But
can't see them as dancers, really. Plus, Girl in the Year Above is quite Florence the Machine coded, so I can't really see that gelling with her image.
See the
what music would they listen to?
The Molotovs.
Yes, 100%.
We'll move on quickly from them. Going the year above, really stunning. Kind of has just become a bit of a name in, like, I guess the live gig circle. Like very much
the live gig circle.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling out some stuff today. I'm on form.
As if there isn't an existing name for. They've got known for their live shows.
The live gig circle has really brought them to life.
Yeah, I'm actually heading out to the live gig circle tonight for a musical rendition of some recorded music
like
in a sort of more analog session.
Yeah. I'm going to the live gig circle. It's just by
Glastonbury,
by
next
the
to
park
Stone
stage.
Circle.
Yeah. Name's been popping up for a while, and this as a first release is stunning. Just a really brilliantly an artist clearly with something to say and with storytelling kind of at the bedrock of kind of everything. There is that kind of folky sort of Gaelic sort of touch and influence to kind of everything that they're doing.
I think there is an Irish and potentially a Cornish thread here. So it is the Celtic nations embodied in one artist.
Yeah, but also kind of with a sort of real ambition and slickness that makes it work. Just that screams something bigger. This whole kind of worlds of I'm not saying the similar, but the worlds of your Noah Kahns and your Hosiers and that sort of more songwriting circle sort of aspect. It's kind of that, but with a bit of showmanship kind of thrown into it. It's kind of clear to see why things are building. They've got a real stacked summer, a load of different festivals, including Truck Festival and more. So this is a really great opening kind of crescendo, really. And I think I think going the year above is just going to really take on and blow up. There's already sold out tour dates in the diary, playing Camden Assembly, and that's before this has even landed. So a really stunning new artist that I think people will really love. So this is Mama, My Heart Is Aching by Girl in the Year Above.
Friends that have never been to a funeral, their life looks like a drawing I do of time, a simplified version of a series of events, a single line etching weeks gone by. Time flies, we tell all these lies. I'm not healthy, but I'm never gonna die. Trying to take a chance.
Quite bold use of the word mama in her debut single, isn't it?
Mama is a bold move, but I like it,
Because I immediately think of Queen. And then also Rizzle Kicks, of course. Mama Do the Hump. And then specifically for me is Johnny Bravo going, oh, mama. Which none of which really, kind of capture what they're doing. So I guess we'll have to add a fourth one to that.
I'm going to close my eyes when I go to bed tonight and just hear you going, oh, mama.
It's just, it was necessary, I think.
It was necessary.
And one song that makes me go, oh, mama, is this is I didn't realize this until I'm looking at the planning. I had my first time and now really good time.
There he is.
Only times allowed. I listened to this song purely because its title puts me exactly at the center of a Venn diagram that I didn't realize anyone else was at. And I semi-recently actually went down a rabbit hole looking at this because it came up as a suggested post for me. This song is called Bob Dylan Was on Porn Stars in 2010.
Right.
Which is true.
It's true. I was about to say, that's the question first off.
And I knew it was true because only a few weeks ago, I got served content of Chumley from Porn Stars with Bob Dylan, and then spent a good 10 to 15 minutes looking up how and why that had happened. So someone brought Porn Stars is that show, right, where they run a pawn shop in Las Vegas, people bring something in, and it's always, the first ever, stick used by man to light fire, and then they manage to verify it. And
Antiques Roadshow on speed, basically.
Antiques Roadshow, but without without any of the weird upper class accents you've never heard before. So there's a bald guy, there's an old guy, there's like a son, a dad, and a granddad, and then just this guy called Chumley who's never explained. He kind of looks like he lives in the basement. But anyway, someone brings in a Bob Dylan signed thing.
Oh god.
And they're like, we don't know if this is authentic. So they ring up Bob Dylan's team and they say, can you verify a signature for us?
Yeah.
Because obviously they just have Bob Dylan's team's number.
Of course. As you do, yeah.
And Dylan's manager or his team reply and say, well, we can't do that, but Bob Dylan's in town and he'd love to come by and see you. So he pulls up in his tour bus and like says like, yeah, that's my signature on that thing. And then he just takes a photo with Chumley and then he like fucks off. But I think the thing is Bob Dylan's been on tour for like 50 years.
Forever.
I think he probably just watches a load of TV in the tour bus. Because what's funny about Bob Dylan is I can't imagine him ever being impressed about like meeting like Paul McCartney or even like Taylor Swift or anyone huge or George Clooney or you know, I don't know, Barack Obama, like any of that. But the guys from Porn Stars, that did it.
I want to be there. I want to see it. I don't want to.
And it's a great photo. It's truly absurd. Anyway, this song didn't disappoint either because it's actually very good. I've seen Really Good Time live, and they were quite fun. This song does feel like a step up. It's kind of at the cusp of post-punk into that sort of dance punky thing we were talking about earlier. It is a bit spoken wordy, but the lyrics are quite fun. The instrumental's really, really good. And they do, this was my worry, they do actually use the line Bob Dylan was on Porn Stars in 2010.
Good.
Because I was worried that it would just be the name of the song and then it wouldn't. But I will say, David Byrne's Bad Side was the reason I started listening to Courting as well. So and basically, just hyper niche references. That's what gets me in
to iconic artists. Basically, that's your way. That's your gateway into getting into these bands,
or even just the MGMT song Brian Eno.
Just works. Just name it after it. Really good time. Yeah, really good time. We're very good at our First 50 Great Escape show.
That was it.
Year, where they supported Slag and The Itch. So great band, and good to see their first new music of the year is sounding very good and referencing something that you're connected with.
The music video has a slow-mo of one of them getting punched, and I was watching it, and it's a slow-mo and his face ripples. So I'm like, there must have been some power behind that, but I was trying to work out whether he'd need to actually have been punched or whether you could do like a light punch. But I think they must have had a wallop. So fair play. If
you're listening, Really Good Time. Let us know if you did get decked in the face for that music video. That'd be great for us to know.
And for everyone at home, just have a look at Bob Dylan on Porn Stars in 2010. And here's the song.
Wonderful stuff. We're onto our albums now of the month. Kind of coming out at two different points of the month, but also connected in a lot of ways. We're going to start with a certain album by Harry Styles, which is Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally. There was a lot of chat about the exact grammatical phrasing of this album. I think that's the correct one. We're gonna
Before we get into this, which would you rather do all the time, and which would you rather do occasionally?
I think it's the right way round because, like, dude, what disco if you're kissing all the time?
But if you're kissing all the time. Right. Then you literally can't do anything else, and you'd have sore lips and a dry mouth, and then at the disco, you're still just kissing.
Are you saying it's like a human centipede sort of vibe?
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if you disco all the time, it would be very hard to live a normal life, but you could be one of the guys in mafia movies who just is always in their club, and that's where people... I'm not saying it's ideal, but you know, like the Penguin...
It's not ideal for anyone,
right?
Yeah.
He's always in the Iceberg Lounge.
So you're always at the disco. Also, disco, I suppose, could mean many things. I was looking at it more like, you
thought that you had to physically be discoing all the time,
or be like Disco Stew from The Simpsons.
Yeah, well, I doubt he kisses even occasionally. To be honest,
I doubt he's ever kissed. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. What do you think of this album?
What do I think of this album? I think we've got to put it into context, this album. So
that is such a great way to answer such a simple question. I'll go first. I quite like it, but I find it sometimes incredibly irritating that he won't just like speak up.
What do you mean by speak up?
The vocals on it aren't necessarily quiet, but they sound like someone mumbling. I don't know how he's done it, but on like Aperture, like when he's talking, it feels like he's not actually putting much effort into, which he clearly is. I don't know what they've done with the mix, but it sounds sort of like he's like talking like this. And by the end of the song, you're like, "Fuck's sake, man, just like speak properly."
Are you saying that it's like one of those, when you're like maybe at like a gig or a loud pub and you go like, "Sorry, what?"
Yeah, it's like that. I
can
understand him. I don't know what it is, but it did actually like weirdly mar my enjoyment of the record. I couldn't really get past it.
Because you were leaning in to hear it.
I suppose so, yeah. I really liked Aperture, and I do really like Aperture.
Yeah.
And I think like it's one of those where in the world of pop, what you're doing right now is the only thing that matters. And I think that is his issue with this album, is that it came out and everyone's like, well, this isn't a party record. This isn't like a fun record in a lot of ways. And it's like, but he already has those. So this is the thing. Like, I actually think this will fit better when he tours it, because he's still going to have Watermelon Sugar and stuff like that. But I think people are like, well, I want to listen to the new album and it's not the mood I want to be in. It's like, well, you can listen to one of the other albums for that mood.
Yeah.
And that's the issue, is it's the pop is butting up against him trying to be a quote unquote proper artist, where he's like, I want a body of work that encompasses everything. This is how I'm feeling right now. This is what I want to make. But pop demands that you just constantly make the bangers, right?
That's I think the perfect way to contextualize it all. I think I really like this album. I think it's really great. I found myself going back and listening to it a lot, especially just when I'm like, right, what am I going to listen to right now? Like, you go to it and you can kind of like get lost in it a bit. I really like it. I think there's a mixture of, there's a public expectation of what Harry Styles is and should be, which is, As It Was, Watermelon Sugar, all of those kind of like, the big kind of like tunes and the big pop bangers. Whereas there is a reality that's like, this is a guy who's in his early 30s. He's free to do whatever he wants. He's one of the rare few people in the world that can be like, tomorrow I'm going to do this, and it can happen.
That's, and he went to Luton Town to watch the football.
He did.
Do whatever he wants.
He can do it. He's got, where should I go in the world? It's Luton Town. But he's making music for himself. Like, he's making music for like what he wants to hear and what he
I think he has creative control that a lot of pop artists don't have.
And I think he just works.
I think, taking a wide view of it, if you want to hear this album, you won't be in the mood for the other albums, and that's good. Because I think there are bands and artists who they release an album and you go like, okay, so for example, I think personally that Burna Boy's most recent album is in the same vein, but not as good as Love Damnity, the one from 2 albums ago. So if you want to listen to one, you'll probably end up listening to both, the better one.
Oh, the better one. Yeah, okay, right.
Whereas with this, like, if you want to listen to this, you're not going to want to listen to any of Harry's other stuff. And if you want to listen to As It Was, Watermelon Sugar, whatever, you're not going to be like, oh, well, I'll stick Aperture on instead.
Yeah, it's very different. Like, there's stuff like, like pop American Girls. Like, I really like what he's done. I think it's such a breath of fresh air records in terms of what he could have done as well. Like, he could,
it's a lot sparser than I expected it to be.
It's
a lot more sort of techno-y, housey.
A lot more space. Yeah, I mean, it's stuff like Season 2 Weight Loss, which is like a song that you would never have expected him to do. But then he can do the ballads where it goes like Coming Up Roses or Paint by Numbers and stuff. So like, it is that much. It's an album which I will give doesn't like completely walk through the door and blow you away on bang first listen. But I think it's going to be one of the most rewarding albums that he's ever done. Because I think
it feels to me like it will be a kind of cult classic. It feels to me like 15, 20 years from now, there are going to be people that absolutely love this album. But it's not designed to have a smash hit as global as as he's had before. And also like, just fucking speak up, man.
Turn the mics up.
The mics are fine. It's just like, I don't know what it is. It's like his vocal delivery is like mumbling. I can hear everything he's saying, but somehow he doesn't sound. It sounds like when you ask a kid like what they did at school sometimes. Like they're telling you everything, but I just don't. There's no oomph behind it. It's an intentional choice. Like it matches the music, but it triggers something within me that I actually it kind of infuriates me at times.
A really great album. I really enjoyed this record, and I think very much one that I'll be coming back to over and over again. Let's listen to I guess one of the more single tracks on the album, if you compare it with everything else in its own lane. This is Dance No More by Harry Styles.
Interestingly, Dance No More is something he can do because he's discoing occasionally. Whereas if the song was called Kiss No More, he wouldn't be able to do it because he has to kiss all the time. So that's just an interesting facet. He is.
It's deep. There's levels. There's levels.
There are levels, but there's a consistency throughout, which you wouldn't get from a lesser artist. Second album,
yes,
dancing in a very different way is Fcukers' debut album.
Right, this was it. I didn't know how to say it out loud, so I'm glad you've gone with it early.
It's just was it O with an umlaut, isn't it?
Yes. Which
is like
It's like,
but then their name is Fcukers, so like Fcukers with or fuckers with O.
Fcukers as our friends at the BBC.
Fcukers with ... O.
Perfect. Talk about a band who've had a ridiculous 12 months.
I find this interesting, isn't it? Like they are a band, aren't they? But this album is just fucking dance classic. It's interesting. The line is so blurred, and I think it's what you do and where you do it rather than who you are. And they do play Andy Festival. I mean, we've spoken about this before. Like I'm not going to go on and on about it, but I think this record is such a massive. This is one of those where if you didn't have any context, it's to be like, it's a dance record. Everything on this is designed for the dance floor, like catchy hooks, like banging instrumentals. Like these are songs that are almost designed to be played by DJs. You know what I mean? It's just like DJ sets is which is quite funny because fuckers are very good DJs and do a lot of DJ sets. And it feels like they're now in a quandary where they've made a load of really, really good DJable songs. But if they play them, people will be like, oh, why aren't they doing them live? So they've just made everyone else's DJ set slightly better and made their own slightly worse.
Somehow you're like, oh no, you've kind of done this to yourself. I think this is incredible.
It's everything you could have wanted. From what they've released so far, they have absolutely stuck the landing. It's great.
Yeah. And they've kind of made a record that is so. There is obviously this love of the club and dance music, but it's so accessible to people who it's so open. It is parts of it.
Mate,
are pop tunes,
I know
parts of it are
absolutely nothing about dance music comparatively. I mean, obviously through years of writing about music and doing this and stuff, you pick. But you know, what I mean, I'm not. I am not. I've never been to Warehouse Projects.
Oh,
I know you have,
there you
Jamie.
go. I have been to Warehouse Projects.
But so it's not like I'm coming into this being like, oh wow, I love how they've used the same sort of beats as this person, or oh that's a callback to this. It is, like you say, a very accessible, very open record. And I think that's why they've done so well in spaces that aren't traditional dance spaces, because when you especially when you're at a festival, but when you're at a gig as well, you do want something that makes you want to move and is entertaining in a way. And that's dance music in its own thing, designed to make you dance. So like you listen to this, and even if you don't have a clue who they are, you're just like, yeah, this is good fun. This is great. Like,
yeah. I also love the fact that they never overcomplicate anything. They have that kind of, what they do is they like, right, we've got this hook, we've got this there, and it's like, bang, let's just enjoy that moment. Like there's no, the longest track on this album is 3 minutes and 1 second long. Like, like it's not here to fuck around. It's just
I would have cut that to a flat 3, I think.
The one would annoy you. Is that what?
Yeah,
forevermore.
Actually, I cut it to 2:59 so that I could say, yeah, there's not a single song on our debut that's
3 minutes,
3 minutes long. They're all under 3 minutes.
I mean, you've heard stuff like "Lucky," which is just like an immediate just banger. "Beat Back," "Play Me," obviously. Is
you
really,
want
really
play me, I tell you right now, it's taking time.
That's it.
That's what it sounds like. For anyone who hasn't heard it,
that's exactly what it sounds like. It is an album that I just suggest, like, I would suggest to anyone. It's not even like an album I'd be like, okay, well, if you're into your dance or you're kind of like, yeah, your dance punk, wherever it may be, go for it. I think it's actually much broader than that. And they've crossed over in a way that I don't think anyone could have seen coming. But they've done it because the basis is they know how to nail an absolute banger of a tune that gets you
also
moving.
Definitely right place, right time. There's definitely something.
There's definitely a bit of that, 100%. And that is just the way it kind of like all lines up. Like I really, really like this band. I think this album is just so fun and so free and so easy in the best way possible, and they're reaping the awards. I mean, like, I can't wait to see them playing a stadium before Harry Styles comes on. That is something that is going to be a brilliant and absolutely mind-blowing at the same time. It's really, really fun. It's great. And I also think this is maybe like not the end point, that's a bad way to put it, but like this is like the complete version of years of like all of these artists, like
the culmination,
and like like 100 gex, or people who've been like flirting with the mainstream and charts, then coming to the fore and distilled into one band who have just absolutely nailed it. I love this record. I think this album's going to maybe stand in like one of the top albums of the year. I think it's just so immediate like that. Let's have a listen to one such tune from the album. This is "If You Want to Party, Come Over to My House," which I say to Jake all the time.
He does.
Phenomenal stuff. Great stuff from Fcukers out there.
The Fcukers themselves. We've had a pretty busy month in terms of live music. So we're going to chat about that. Jamie, first of all, I couldn't make it along in the end, which is devastating to me. But the Dork Round the Houses tour was very good indeed, wasn't it? Antony Szmierek headlining, the Itch main support, Stoke, Birkenhead, Blackpool, the Holy Triangle, sold out shows. It looked very good. How was it?
It was amazing. It was an amazing 3 days. It just kind of cemented to me how good Antony Szmierek is. Like, he is one of the best live acts, I think, going right now, especially if you're looking into that new music sort of world and sphere. His ability to be, I guess, just like a preacher on stage. Like, it's incredible to watch how people are just in the palm of his hand from like the start. Like, he's always on it. He's always bringing people through. It's such an uplifting show.
He does manage to do sincerity without it being corny, which is quite
and have a laugh with it as well. But it's genuine. You come out of that show and you feel so optimistic and buzzing, and that was it every single night. I mean, it starts obviously a new era for him with the release of The Heron, which came out on the first day of the tour.
A new era.
Wow. which started with the Heron coming out on the first day of tour. Stoke, absolutely amazing. Shout out to Slamwich Club for a great sandwich in Stoke.
That's what we need. That's what we want.
That's what we want, the brand partnerships and that. That was really a really great show. Birkenhead, Future Yard, number one shout out to Future Yard. What an amazing venue and space it is. Like, clearly designed and created by artists with studios and workshops. They do amazing things. They're looking to build a 600 cap venue on top of the venue that's already there.
Oh, me too.
Me too.
Planning has proved tough for me, but hopefully they get around that.
That was an amazing show. And that was one, I mean, that's where I think I maybe saw the best show from The Itch that I've seen in ever. Sorry to Ben, Louis, and Charlie, who normally make up The Itch's live band. But Jamie reckons when you're not there, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, it was very good. And it was banging. And the moment when I saw Georgia from The Itch get from her drum set and dive into the crowd was so shocking that I immediately had to message Jake and say, you won't believe what's happening.
The best gig from The Itch was when they were 3 members down, and the best moment from that gig was when they were a further member down. So you're just in love with Simon Tyree.
Simon from The Itch, yeah, basically, yeah. When he's on the stage, he's great.
And everyone else just distracts you from your monomania.
Yeah, exactly. Absolute, yeah, amazing show. Like, the crowd and vibes and everything every single night was great. People absolutely going for it. Lovely to meet so many people who I had to explain who Dork were, so that was good.
Always a humbling experience.
We went to Coral Island with Antony Szmierek and fucked around on a ghost train there. That was weird. But yeah,
was it a ghost train? It just looked like a pirate train to me.
But there's a part of it where it gets spooky. It is. There's like a little tunnel bit. But yeah, an amazing few nights. This Is a Fever were brilliant opening as well, with the synchronized dance routines. Assels as well, incredible opening in Birkenhead. Yeah, an amazing 3 days. Proper good fun. Everyone had a wonderful time. Yeah. An amazing run, and hopefully we'll be doing more shows like this around the houses, going to places like your Blackpools, your Birkenheads, your Stokes, and more. Because
your Blackpools,
because it's really great to see that reaction and people within these towns supporting independent venues so well. So it was good. That's a long story short.
Great venue here in Luton, Jamie. So
see you at the castle.
Yeah.
But you also have seen an incredible show over the past month. That you
I have. Yeah. I speaking of Viagra Boys earlier, I had a great time at their Ali Pali show, where they have worked out that the funniest thing you can do before you come on is play half an hour of incredibly violent drum and bass while putting your camera on people in the audience and demanding that they down their drinks. But even better than that, I went to see David Byrne at Hammersmith Apollo. The Eventim Apollo. Eventim. And it was great. I saw him in 2018 there on the American Utopia tour, and he had completely empty stage, no wires. Everyone had their instrument on them so they could move around the stage, and he's kept all of that, and now he's got these massive screens behind him that show stuff. So when he plays Heaven, it's like on the moon and the earth.
Yeah.
When he plays My Apartment Is My Friend, he's got a shot of his apartment there. It was really good fun. And I think he's spoken so much about not wanting to be a legacy act, and it was all seated, so it was kind of treated a bit more like a theatre show. But I mean, obviously he's got like a 12-piece band, but it is quite interesting to see what you can do kind of creatively without it necessarily being like massive, like pyro and all of that stuff. Like, at the end of the day, it is just him on stage with his band and some screens, which like everyone has, but it's so well done. And also, like, it was such a good mix of new stuff, and so he did various songs from Talking Heads and from earlier albums, and he did Everyone's Coming to My House from American Utopia, but he did it in a kind of different way because he'd heard someone else do it like that. So it just feels like, he's touring because he really, really wants to, rather than for any necessity. And like, I think I worked it out. It was like, there were like 4 or 5 songs, maybe a couple more, that he played in 2018 that he's playing now. Like the whole of the rest of the set is new. Great to hear Houses in Motion and Air, Talking Head songs, which I hadn't seen live, like completely reinterpreted as well. So yeah, just kind of a shout out to that, really. I think like so much of the time, I saw Danny Brown on Thursday, and it was a great show, but he was on stage for like an hour. There wasn't really much else going on. Like he was great, the energy was great, but I do think it's really good when you go and you see someone who's put a hell of a lot of effort into the show. So yeah, I mean, he did those, which I think were all sold out. And then, I mean, I'll hopefully be seeing him abroad in the summer, but I think it's basically just Latitude that's left in England. So yeah, I would say anyone who's been on the fence, like definitely go. Like also he's 73 and he last toured 8 years ago. So this is probably the last time he's going to be doing it with like that full range of like, he's dancing for like 2 hours, you know? Like
you're getting a full shebang out of it.
Yeah, mate, honestly. Like he is like drenched with sweat by the end of it because he is doing like the full dance routine. And they do cool stuff with the screens as well because it's choreographed. They have stuff up there which is like reflected on the stage. The lighting's incredible. Yeah. Like it's just mental how good it is, basically. I mean, I presume it will at some point be turned into a recorded thing like American Utopia was. But yeah. I think it's so worth seeing. Like it's probably one of the best gigs I've ever been to. You went as well, didn't you, Jamie?
I did. Yeah, I did go on a separate day, and yeah, very much the same thing. Just I really appreciate he is so. You kind of get some artists who reach this kind of stage of their career and they either just go out and just do their thing and it's just like, yes, just stand there and let's just play the song. People want to hear it and then we'll go away. There's other artists in that career who almost begin to like resent always being constantly referred back to as this person you were 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think David Byrne has found a way, like a sweet spot to be like to celebrate this like incredible discography that he has, but keep it so fresh. Like doing 100%. Like these Talking Head songs, but the performance feels so new and like it was also made like last year.
He does those songs and everyone stands up and everyone's dancing, and then he'll do a new album cut and like it's not like people aren't funneling out to go to the bar or anything.
No.
There's so much happening on the stage, and he takes you along with him, and it is kind of a thing where like. Everyone is enjoying everything. And I just don't really think, as you say, like normally it's just a greatest hits like package, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that I enjoyed it. But I do think a lot of people that were there because they love Talking Heads. And they were still loving the new stuff, even though it was probably the first time they heard it. Plus, he's like chatting loads throughout as well.
Yeah, he's
like it's like massively choreographed, but also like relatively spontaneous. I mean, the man's a master, honestly.
Yeah, it's really, really great. And I think I did also think when watching, like, it was great in that theatre because you were kind of sat and like you was absorbing the show. But I do think it will take on a bit of a different life when it comes to festival season. I think when
he did theatres on the American Utopia one, and then he went around again and he did the O2.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to the O2 one, but a friend of mine did. I went to the Brighton Centre one, and it still worked in that environment. So he's clearly very good at pitching it in different ways
to the right crowd. Yeah. I just think like when you're at a festival, I think the atmosphere is going to be even bigger and more celebratory because people are hearing these songs that are incredible songs, some of the best songs of the past 50 years, and so when you're hearing that live in a festival field or at the end of a night with kind of like everything going on, I think it's going to be really, really unbelievable, like a different like vibe, but really, really great.
So anyway, that was gigs.
That was gigs.
We're going to play The Heron by Antony Szmierek to end. And we'll be back next month.
Can you feel it? The balance between stillness and dancing till you fall off the earth. Take to your toes and summon the worms. The heron waits patiently, unfazed by self-service checkouts or pouches of tobacco. I know falling in love feels trivial with everything that's going on, but what if we're actually onto something? And then the heron says, you'll never be alone again, my love.
Yeah, another month, another fun Down with Boring. Thanks again to Naomi Scott for coming on this week's show. Go listen to F.I.G, the debut album out now. Thanks to Teenage Engineering for making us sound very good during that section. And shout out to the Sebright Arms for being the Sebright Arms. We'll see you next month.